Hey, what's up, y'all? If y'all feeling all this great content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you can get notifications.
You're not tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game, tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Back then, you know, you would hit Pimp on the pager, and his code was 33, Tony Dorsett, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's just cool little things that, you know, you can share with him, you know. Or you hit him on his pager, and he would have that Dom Perignon, it's supposed to bubble, but it would be the jam session.
Just the music.
Yeah, it'd be the jam.
The original, yeah.
Right,
what the
jam session, it wouldn't be from the album, it'd be, And so you know who it is without him saying who it is, you know. He was real cool like that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's crazy how he just looked out for us, and we weren't like celebrities or, you know, powerful, had a whole bunch of money. We was just addicted to the music.
That's what he liked. That's what he loved. I mean, you have to imagine for him to from back then he didn't know you was affiliated with Red.
Yeah, not at the very beginning, no. And then he, you know, it all came together.
Oh, that was the end then.
Yeah.
Because I know you remember that airport situation.
Oh, yeah.
Mama had already been talking to them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and what's crazy is when we did the song with him.
Bobo was there.
Yeah.
You want to tell that story?
Yeah, Bobo was there.
I mean, y'all could tell it.
Okay, can I set it up?
It was a lot.
Set the story up.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it's story time. Because, you know, you got a lot of people get online, lie by saying they was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lying about. Let me tell you something. One thing we're not going to do, we're going to talk about this situation, but I want to respect the guy who was involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know his family. I told you, I've been knowing that gentleman. I went to school with him in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. I graduated with this man.
Yeah.
And after graduation, we talked so much. I mean, it was, you know how sometimes he was in my circle in junior high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we
I get it.
Yeah, we
fully, man. Fully. Look, listen, so check this out. First and foremost, before you even go to the story.
Yes.
Pimp C was this kind of person. He either really loved you or he really hated you. Yeah, I mean, like there was no gray area with him. There was nothing. It was a very wide space. It wasn't like he kind of liked you. He either really, really was on with you or he was really not with you. And so if you fell on the other side of that, man, it just kind of was what it was.
Well, what had happened was the story for the bitch get up off me, right? Probably a year or so prior, 2 years, year and a half, 2 years prior, the gentleman had sent for Pimp to come down here.
I remember him saying that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that was business.
Yeah, it was a business situation. Yeah, it had nothing to do with what transpired.
Right.
That was something else.
We just got caught up in it.
That was something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I knew it was something else.
Yeah.
From the way it
well, that didn't have any. Well, the initial meeting didn't have anything to do with it. So he wanted to put money up behind me as an artist, and then all of a sudden he showed up to the house, paid the money. Chad showed up to my house. He paid money for them to get a room, right? And then we went to the studio, and he never showed up to the studio. Chad made that bitch get up off me beat standing up.
Yeah.
He got the sample from my house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything was organic. You know what I'm saying? And then once the guy never showed up, we were supposed to make 2 or 3 songs that night, you know, knock out 2 or 3 beats that night. And once he made the first one and the guy didn't show up, he said, you know what, fuck it, let's pack up and go. Well, you can just have this one. You know what I'm saying? In other words, the guy was going to pay him for the beats. He said, I'm not going to do no more beats for him. Fuck him. You can just have this one, Bobo.
Right.
So I sat on that beat for about a year. Year and a half. You know what I mean? And he came to town a couple times, and then we sat up in the Anatole, wrote the hook,
Yeah.
I remember an issue over there too.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I had a car lot at the time, and Mama called me, and she couldn't get in touch with him. She wanted to go to the Anatole to check on him.
That was after the Park Avenue.
That incident too.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I was in the parking lot.
That's the first time I witnessed.
Yeah. Rap-a-lot
Rap a
Mafia.
lot.
Yes.
The strength of them.
Yes.
Down there.
It was like a.
Oh man, they was
the army.
They was
pressure.
thick. Man,
Bunch of cars.
Man, no
Pressure.
vans. They was so thick.
It was thick too, bro. Well, they had cars and they had SUVs. Excuse me, SUVs.
Yes, sir.
It was in them Navigators and those Escalades, and it was all black. Everybody was it was military.
A lot of pressure.
But fast forward, we do the beat, we write the hook, we go to the studio to lay the verse, right? So we're in the studio doing "Bitch Get Up Off Me," doing my part and C's part. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I think it was David Chris. David Chris was like, man, can we get a hook? Which one of y'all was? Can we get a hook?
It was either me or Ray.
I think it was you, bro.
Yeah,
Can we
one of
get
the two.
Because I was in the
I
big
had
room.
worked it out with him before. I had, but he was
Always busy though.
He was bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is what I thought. And then Mama called me. She said he coming.
Yes. And he was in the studio.
And I said,
and y'all
okay.
happened to be in there.
She said, I done woke him up, baby. You know what I'm saying? He coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I remember y'all was in the room right across from us.
in the other.
He went in there, he walked over there,
Yeah.
he laid the hook,
Yeah.
and the
He
beat
sure
was
did.
so jamming,
Yeah.
he freestyled.
Correct.
He did.
I don't know if it was a 12 or a 16, but it was
It was something. What was it, 8?
Is that 8?
it was an 8 bars.
Yeah.
And he said, y'all can have that.
Man.
He did.
That was a blessing
Man.
at that time because he was
Man.
knocking niggas over the head. for this.
Man.
Say
Yeah.
for beats and verses.
Yeah.
And then we hear
Yeah.
on
That's
the
it.
door.
Yeah.
The door open. This is the I know you strap story if y'all don't know.
And then I hear him say, Bobo, don't let that nigga in here, man. That's when I know it was a problem.
Yeah. You and
Say, man.
it was tell me what you remember, because I know my version.
Somebody knocked on the door. Now, I don't know the business that went on before,
Yeah.
but I know something is wrong. Somebody come to the door, and Bobo talking to him through the door, not really wanting to let him come in. And C was like, don't let that nigga in here or something, so. He said, man, you put me in a cross. That's what he told him. He said, you could have got hurt. I could have got hurt, nigga. And if something happened to me, nigga, this Rap-A-Lot Mafia, nigga, you'll be dead for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the nigga said, oh, okay, yeah. And he said, you ain't gonna get my money back or something? He just walked out cold.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, man, he finna go get something. And then everybody went to grabbing, guns or hiding behind the doors and all this other stuff. I was like, oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just
He
I
got,
told JP, I say
he got
JP.
tactical real quick.
I said, JP, I know him.
Yeah.
I think we all need to go.
Yeah.
Because I knew if he came, he didn't come by himself.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you how it went. Me and Pimp was outside smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked around the corner. And there was a Benz down the street.
Yeah,
Sitting down there.
Yeah,
Old school Benz.
That's what it was.
And he was like, what is that Benz sitting down there in the middle of the street for? And then when we walked back in, it wasn't 5 minutes later, the knock on the door, he came in, because he was literally sitting by the door, remember?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember the guy cocking the gun in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was loud. It was loud.
Yeah.
That's what made him look over at the bathroom like, oh, it's that type of party.
Somebody had a shotgun.
No, it was a Mac. It was
A Mac,
the Big Mac.
Right.
And he cow.
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
Yeah, he had a Uzi in that hole.
Exactly.
yes.
Standing behind the door like, man.
In the bathroom behind
Right.
the door.
Right.
Exactly.
And Pimp could see him, but the other guy couldn't. And
Yeah.
so, you know,
Yeah,
it
he
was
couldn't- and then-
real tactical.
And I remember, I think they had some Pimp and Bun had them navigators at the time.
It was a Navigator.
Yeah, they ran out and jumped in them and got the hell up out of
I
there.
drove that bitch over the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they was that way, and I knew a back way to get. You know what I'm
But
saying?
look, hold
So-
on, check this out. We're going to keep this. But hold on, wait. We're going to back it up for a minute, Bobo. You know, we went and got like 100 pieces of chicken there from Williams that night, too.
Say what?
You remember we went and got like 100 pieces of chicken that night
Yes.
from Williams that
Was it
night.
Williams or was it Henderson's?
Might have been Henderson.
I don't fuck with Williams.
Yeah, it might have been Henderson.
Yeah, because I remember this because we had a nigga from New York there. And he was calling these people, nigga, this nigga got me eating some chicken with some pickles in there.
Same, man. Yeah. Like 100 pieces of chicken and like a pan of fried. Like it was a huge, like Pimp would bring an entire party, man. It was crazy.
It was crazy. And I'm glad that we could sit here today and talk about that because it could have got real ugly. Tonight, man, because I know the gentleman who was involved, rest his soul, he's not with us anymore, and his family, because I know he's got children and everything like that. But I just don't like false narratives that people who wasn't around and they get online for their little 5 minutes of fame and try to slam the Pimp name and try to slam, talk about the situation when they clearly wasn't in the room. It was 1, 2, how many of y'all was 4 y'all?
Yeah.
2 on the couch, that's 6. And
I think Bird was with Pimp.
Bird was there. Bird was there.
Bird was there.
And JP.
Right.
And Biz was in the bathroom with the Mac.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all that was in the studio. Yeah. Anybody else that say they was there?
Right.
Use a cocksucking lie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and the way JP and the way C were is that it would be a closed session anyhow. So
exactly.
Yeah, I remember.
But what y'all don't know is this. I found this out just this year because I talked to JP. JP said that very next day, those guys came back up there for a session, and they were strapped deep. Heavily strapped.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, and it was law enforcement got involved. Somebody went to jail. I didn't even know all that had going on.
Yeah.
So the situation where,
well, check this out, man. Look, it get even deeper. So look, after we got the Green Boy from C, after he did the hook and the verse for us, when we stayed there later and he had left. Well, man, my tire was flat that night. And so when we talked to C like the next day or two and he heard about it, he went to through the roof about it. But that was a whole nother situation too. Like my tire was flat leaving the studio that night.
Slashed.
Yeah.
How many? Just one?
Just one. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
When you talked to C the next couple of days, where was he? Back in Houston, right?
Yeah, he wasn't in Dallas. He was gone.
Yeah, he left.
But when I talked to him, he was just, he was super happy because he, like how you said, he had put it all together about Ray.
Yes.
Red, me, the whole nine. He was like, man, I'm so glad I got to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boys work on that song, get it together, you know what I'm saying? Send it to me, y'all. You know how you do. And then he was like, and then I told him about, man, we left the studio, my tire was flat, so we had to yada yada. He was like, what? And he went straight. Yeah, he went straight Sweet Jones. Yeah.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
No, I'ma get some game tuned in with Super Tight. Yeah, I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.